Hello, ladies. Welcome to the Vitale Femme MD Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Jessica Poulin, a maternal-fetal medicine physician and mother of 4. I guide women from preconception through 3 years postpartum to navigate motherhood with confidence, restore their energy, and feel like themselves again. In today's episode, we are going to explore something that's near and dear to my heart, both personally and professionally, and that's often misunderstood in modern medicine, which is why postpartum extends far beyond the first 6 weeks and what it means when postpartum depletion continues well past that early recovery window. So you spend 9 months creating life, and then you're given 6 weeks to recover, 6 weeks to heal, to feel like yourself again, and to be back. And then when that doesn't happen, we quietly start to wonder why. But the truth is that postpartum was never meant to fit into just a short 6 weeks. In medicine, postpartum has traditionally been defined by physical milestones, how quickly the body returns to baseline. But increasingly, research is showing that recovery is far more extended and multidimensional than we once thought it was. One recent longitudinal study in the prestigious journal Nature followed women through pregnancy and into the postpartum period. This study found that postpartum recovery is not a simple return to baseline at 6 weeks. Instead, different body systems recover on different timelines, some improving within months, while others continue to evolve for a year or even longer after delivery, particularly the cardiovascular or the heart system, and then metabolic adaptations. And beyond the body, we now understand that the brain itself is also going through profound change. Neuroimaging studies have shown that pregnancy and postpartum are associated with measurable structural brain remodeling, including changes in gray matter volume, in particular in regions that are involved with empathy, emotional processing, and social cognition. These changes are not signs of dysfunction. They are actually considered an adaptive form of neural specialization that's for caregiving. Importantly, research also suggests that aspects of this brain reorganization can persist for up to 2 years postpartum. So ladies, when we actually look at the science, it reinforces something that many women have already felt in their bodies and mind probably for centuries, that postpartum is not a short fixed window, but rather a prolonged physiologic, neurologic, and emotional recalibration. So your body doesn't just bounce back physically, it recalibrates. Your core, your pelvic floor, your nervous system, they've all shifted to support your pregnancy. And coming out of that, it takes time. It's actually very common to notice changes in strength, stability, and even how your body feels well past that first year. And this is not because something is wrong, but rather because your body is still integrating everything that it's been through to bring new life into the world. And then, of course, there's also the emotional side of it. Early postpartum gets a lot of attention that first 6 weeks, but what about the months after that? That's that quieter period when the help fades, your family goes home, and expectations start to rise again. We now understand that mood changes, anxiety, and emotional depletion can last far longer than expected. And yet this is usually the point where we are expected to be fully back, composed, productive, back to work, grateful, without really having space to admit that we're still recovering. We all know that hormones don't just snap back either. They gradually shift over time. And this is in particular true if you're breastfeeding, not sleeping well, and carrying the invisible load of constant care, certainly of your newest baby, but then also sometimes of multiple children within your household. So if your energy still feels off, if your focus, your libido, and your sense of self just feels kind of out of reach, not what it used to be, this isn't necessarily dysfunction, it's transition and postpartum depletion. The deepest layer of the postpartum, in my opinion, is your personal identity. You don't go through a pregnancy and then emerge having a baby and remain the same woman you were prior to conception. You expand. And with that expansion comes a period of redefinition of your body, your priorities, your relationships, and of your sense of self. That process doesn't resolve within 6 weeks. It actually is evolving over a period of years. So when we take a step back and look at the full picture, the physical recovery, the emotional shifts, the hormonal recalibration, neurological changes, and the identity transformation, it becomes crystal clear. Postpartum is not a phase that you need to rush through. It's a chapter of your life that deserves to be supportive, intentionally over time. So if you're a year out or even 2, and you still don't quite feel like yourself, you're not late, you're not failing, you're not alone. You're still in the process of becoming the woman you're meant to be after having your baby. And perhaps the question for society isn't, why is this taking her so long? But rather, why were we ever told it would be so quick? If you're ready for a more personalized understanding of your recovery, I've created a curated postpartum assessment for you to begin that process. It's completely free. You deserve support that reflects the depth of what you've been through. If this video has resonated with you, let me know in the comment section your thoughts on postpartum, how it's going, how it went, and click to subscribe. I'll see you in the next episode.